Hello and welcome, Cosmic Quantum Travelers. I hope you're doing good. It's been quite a ride the last 10 days or so. Yeah, who else feels like they've just passed a massive initiation and tests? And we're basically quantum completing it, along with the whole Ascension and our experience in the artificial matrix, and however we want to call this, okay, in the unreal, in the dream, which we're ready to fully awaken from. And I really today again said to myself, wake the fuck up, Ramona, wake up. Which I do say to myself frequently because we're always speaking to the one. We're always, whether it's speaking to ourselves, whether it's the thoughts we're having, whether it's speaking to one other person, 10,000, it's really just one of us here. And that's so important to remember because it's really about what we are emitting, who we are being the change, because the world is certainly not being changed by our opinions, but by our perception of the world and by us being the change, us being what we're speaking about. It's just like when we raise children, it's not like do as I say, it's do as I do, although most people do it differently. You get me? So that's what we're really correcting. And we really have to reparent ourselves. And we also have to reparent the people around us. And what has been a massive theme, I believe for all, because this is at the core of all of it, is this final crescendo of the polarities. So all of this is a war between the polarities of, some would call it good versus evil, or the, human angelics and the fallen angels, angelics, or good entities against the negative ones, or victims against the victimizers, or the codependents against the narcissists. And at the core of this is really service to self, service to others. Okay, those two polarities, which all of these other polarities are also representing. And again, these are just words and identifiers we're using in order to explain this to the one consciousness, so we can comprehend this a little bit further, integrate this a bit further as part of our multidimensional integration, which is going supernova, along with the supernova of the heart event, which is completing all of this. And I think we can all feel like, first of all, we've been clearing everything that's not true divine love for a good while. But I think many of us can feel that we're just done here. We had enough and we're cutting through all the BS, and we are having to have very firm boundaries, discernment, limits, and especially right now, and no longer give our power away. So we're reclaiming all of our God sovereign free self, all of our power, which is the key to our ascension, because we are the guardians, we are the founder races, we are the original tribes, we are those, councils and elders who are here to return divine justice and order and freedom and abundance to all, because we hold the divine blueprints for humanity and the cosmos, literally within our DNA, within our blueprints, within our consciousness. And it's all ignited via the frequency of true divine love, which is, again, omni-love, which is gentle love, tough love, within the omni-love of source, which is neutral divine love. It's both and, it's all of these things. So it's not just gentle love. And first of all, thank you to anyone who's taken part in the multidimensional masterclass on Sunday. That was most powerful call, the most powerful call yet I've ever have had the honor of facilitating, holding the container for. But I have to say, it really took it out of me. Like, that was very, very hard work play. Because of all the energies, everything that was being transmitted, everything that was being anchored. This was also the opening for the April group container, the gathering of the Essene Grey Lines. And basically, there were a lot of strong energies within the call, because what we were really clearing and healing is the split of the monad, okay, of our own multidimensional God self. which we're all part of. So we're all multidimensional merging with the one, okay, the totality of the singularity. So what came up was any kind of that, what has led us to the split of the original tribes and founder races and race who have created all of creation. The original creators is jealousy, envy, competition, feeling more or less than others. You know, all this stuff that came up within the call. So there was a lot for me to hold, and there were also some kind of challenging energies within the call. And also in hindsight, I have to say, I will definitely tell people not to kind of jump in while other people are talking, and ask for everybody to be muted and have more respect for the space and what is being shared also. Although it's always perfect as it is, because what also very much came up was kind of the hate for the mother, okay, the cosmic mother, which is holding this container. And then I'm here also to represent. And it's not that anyone expressed hate towards me as such, but there was definitely underlying, you know, energies that were in the mix that were like very challenging for me to hold. And in every like break, I had to really clear the field, and it was a lot to hold. Now, it was super epic. We went for almost 4 hours. The activation also is about 36 minutes long. You can still access it. These are quantum replays, timeless. They truly are. It's super powerful. I mean, my work should come with a warning. It is really, these are, you know, soul growth and accelerating experiences, quantum style. Okay, so be ready for your world to very quickly shift. Mine shifted within a few hours, and it was very challenging 48 hours, especially the first 36 of that roughly. So because anything was clearing, the separation, there still were boundaries, or, you know, were still not fully in place, because that's the thing. So the details are below in the description box if anybody still wants to access that replay. And thank you so much for everybody who was part, and it's always perfect. Yeah, everything that happens, because it needs to come up and out to be seen. So we need to bring these things up and out. Okay. But I don't like any kind of, you know, passive aggressive energies or anything that's hidden and then it's being dressed up as something else. And just generally, there was just a lot in the mix of the field. Again, as the tribes are reuniting and coming together, all of this stuff has to come up and be purged. But on the theme of the cosmic mother, because what's happening right now is that we're healing the mother lines fully, the cosmic womb, the mother lines, this is at the core of everything. And I've been talking about this quite a while, because this is what holds the core of creation, the cosmic egg. It all comes back also to the perfect proton seed, and, you know, the mother births all. And she births creation. So, you know, the mother codes were the ones, you know, the original source codes, divine blueprints were what were hijacked, you know, by the invaders and negative aliens. And then our DNA digressed, but really it's just a representation of our whole digression within the consciousness, you know, falling in consciousness. But again, we are playing out these stories in order for the consciousness to understand what's happening here. Yeah, just like us reading a book. So remember, we are actors here. It's very important not to take anything personal right now. Don't make it personal. Like I've been shown again and again, you know, with attacks and all of this stuff throughout the years. It doesn't even matter who it is. It's like it's energies, it's consciousness coming through people. You know, you're either like unconscious and then negative energies can work through you, or you're conscious and then, you know, the cosmic consciousness can work through you. It's either one or the other, really. But you're always playing a role, one or the other. So are you then either bound by the lower consciousness, which is driven by the false ego, which is fully dissolving right now, all of these false layers and masks. So it doesn't matter what anyone says. It's like you can't help speaking the truth, and they can't help themselves kind of speaking the truth. So that's what's happening, because the truth is being revealed, which is divine love. And we have to speak the truth. We have to bring in divine justice in order, no matter what. Okay. It is so important, because I mean, the original tribes, we like holding these divine blueprints, we're literally safeguarding them for humanity. And that's the consciousness. These are the cosmic history records, which are holding the divine blueprint for our new earth and Eden within them. So as the truth ignites within us, the true divine blueprints ignite. That's why it's so important to be your true self, no matter what. even if the whole world is against you, or you're being denied and rejected and abandoned by everyone. Okay, so all karmic contracts are closing, and it's beyond karmic contracts. So what's karmic contract? It's not even about people. It's not even about these relationships as such. It's about resolving the consciousness, integrating all of these multidimensional pieces, because no matter who is triggering you, they're like pieces of the multidimensional God soul self that we all have to integrate, no matter what and who. And we are helping that by no longer having a resistance to whatever is happening, no matter how challenging it is. And the higher our mission and role here, the higher and bigger the challenge will be. It's like being in a video game and choosing level extra hard. Right? I was just reminded the other day. So there's a lot purging right now. It's a multidimensional purge and purification. So all of these aspects that are so fragmented within the one mind has to be seen for what it is and be integrated through your own observation, through your own consciousness that's part of the one. And you just understanding what's going on once you have like your discernment, your boundaries, you don't, feed into situations or, people that just keep feeling depleting to you and that suck your energy. You just need to really cut that down, because that's you reclaiming all of your energy. That's you reclaiming all of your consciousness. That's you reclaiming all of your body parts, all of your multidimensional selves. You feel so empowered. Now, the last few days, especially those taking part in the calls, but again, these are collective activations. Okay, this was massive what we did. So again, thank you so much. That was really huge. So all of that separation energy, all of these inversions within the consciousness, these false projections, okay, especially towards the mother, and these polarities between the kind of narcissistic and codependent archetypes, victim, victimizer, service to self, service to others, are coming up to be cleared, seen for what they are within the 0-point field of divine neutrality by the forerunners who are holding the Holy Grail, the divine Holy Trinity in divine union, and no longer fall for the movie, and hold higher consciousness. And as we do this and no longer get triggered, whilst you can still say no and whatever is necessary to cut out the BS, but you're still, neutral. It's basically you don't feel anger, you don't feel fear. Anger is fear. Anger is frustration, and you can still feel it, but you don't stay there. You just very quickly pass through it. So these are just remnants, cellular memory clearing. And as you put boundaries down for yourself, you're also helping the other person, because both sides don't have boundaries, you see? So if they can't do it, you have to, especially as you're the higher consciousness in most situations. That's what we're here for, okay? So being the grail point, the gruel points, it's like you constantly being the Trinity wave of holding the two polarities within the 0-point field of divine love, as source would see things, whilst you still know what's the highest truth, but you no longer, again, in fear or anger, you just quickly pass through any, energies, feelings, whatever it may be, like whatever quickly means, but you get me, without resistance to whatever's happening. Okay, and sometimes even when you have resistance, just try to not be resistant to the resistance. You just neutralize everything within that 0-point field, whatever you're feeling, whatever is going on, until you just feel better and better, clearer and clearer, more and more calm, more and more peaceful, because it's just fear energy from these fallen timelines and trauma that we've been through clearing. These are memories, these false memories, because we are awakening fully from the dream as if none of this has ever happened, but with the lessons learned, the consciousness and blueprints expanded. Because what's also happening very much right now being shown is basically we've all been hybridized. Okay, and there's something called like an indigo, like indigos are, the blue rays and the star seeds. I'll leave a link to this also later on below. Basically, there's something known as an indigo 1, 2, and 3 contract. There's also an indigo 4 contract. I'm talking about this in a sec. But basically, the indigo 3 contract is known as you're basically having a double soul occupancy, and you're holding kind of an reptilian hybrid soul within your consciousness in order for us to rehabilitate the Nephilim blueprints, okay, and consciousness, and also connected to the Orphan blueprint, okay, and this is also connected to the mother lines and the blue ray and the original founder races and the Christos races, because we are healing all of this. So you're I believe everybody has the Indigo free contract, especially as a starseed, you know, those activated. And again, I believe everybody, because we all have these hybrid codes, okay? And it's us just clearing really our shadow self. You know, it's like you have the angel and the devil kind of sitting on your shoulders, isn't it? In a way, if you want to look at it like this. So we can look at these things that whichever way, you know, makes sense to us, for us to just understand what the consciousness is trying to reconcile and heal from. And understand. So once you understand, you heal it. Once you really understand it, it's basically the consciousness within your blueprint shifting. It's you clearing out the lower codings, the reversals, inversions within your consciousness, which are the reversals within your field, within your blueprint. So this is all fully healing. And the Indigo 4 contract is basically the new triple diamond sun template with the 72 strands, triple helix DNA, which is combining all of the Indigo 1, 2, and 3 contracts and really transcends and heals all of, you know, the distortion, especially within the fallen races and the fallen or the reptilian races in Nephilim. So, because again, we've all mixed to this point through all the interbreeding and so forth, that we all carry all these codes. You know, it's the same as when you do a DNA test for ancestry. They would show you, even within families, people will have totally different DNA and ancestry. You know, nobody's just one thing anymore. And nobody, you know what I mean? At the highest level, again, from source, we are all just one. And then you fragment into all these infinite pieces, okay, in order to experience yourself in all forms, to now have come up with the perfect recipe where we can all play together in harmony, okay, in balance. Now we've resolved all of our unresolved mummy issues, okay, and we all have them. Again, I've been very busy working on the whole motherline thing forever. Because I hold it, and again, we all hold this, because again, the mother, once she's healed, all healed. And again, it's already happened at higher level, and it's just now fully healing in our field. And I hope you can feel this, okay? And you really need to surrender this to source and just go direct. I mean, on Monday after the call, I went through really deep, just clearing, like trying just to hold a container, because also no to the twin flames, and I think many feel the same. The divine feminines, where the masculine hasn't kind of turned up yet. It's like we've been holding the field on our own, especially what I'm doing. I'm literally holding the container for the divine organic creatrix field. And I'm ultimately, and I know I use that word a lot, I am not supposed to just hold this on my own. Yeah. And I mentioned this before, obviously, the divine masculine, we are supposed to be the Mardi Gras queens and kings. It's not just a queen, it's not just a king. You know, again, the twin flames, the original twin flames, which are representing the original tribes and founder races and guardians and creators of all worlds. And they are split, them splitting apart, and, you know, being separated is what caused the fall of the, you know, organic worlds, and, you know, allowed the invasion. So it was the split of the families. And again, that's what we've been healing in that call, especially in which we're healing through this April group container. And it's full. Okay, sorry. And I'm going to talk about it in a moment why it's so small. But basically, that's what we're healing right now. But also that's really coming back to the, again, twin flames. And again, I was already shown in March, this is just so far I can go, but I was then told I have to open this container because I have to bring this in. I have to, and we did, thank you, anchor this into the field. Okay, so the founder races, the guardians have fully returned, because we're here, especially in this April group container, we're here to hold, we're the placeholder for that new template, okay? And again, I speak about this in a moment, but basically they, you know, the masculine and the feminine, of course, coming back together, and I've spoken about this so long, in the physical, coming back together in divine union, which should have already happened, and by all accounts, in my book, but I also understand why it hasn't, both ends, is what's concluding all of this, because this is where the split started. This is how the worlds fell, because they hold the divine blueprints. And as they reunite in divine love, they hearts heal. They can't fully do this on their own. That's what I can see. Like, I'm barely holding my container here together. As I saw on Monday, I was literally like feeling like drowning. I mean, I've already been swimming like, on my own like this for a long time. And it's really like, I can't even tell you how exhausted I was and how exhausted I still am from all of this. And I have had to do basically most of this on my own, like basically all of this on my own, because just, first of all, what I'm holding is just, I'm also being shown, it's like us going back in time, and basically what happened then, as we were split apart, the container fell apart. So I kind of had to go back in time and not allow the container to split apart, even though the divine masculine hasn't fully physicalized yet and is there to hold the container fully with me. Because that's really what I'm seeing, is also the invaders can only fully disappear now as the container fully heals, which can only happen when the divine masculine and feminine are together. And it's like, in general, I feel like for eons of time, I'm talking to, that's the wound of the divine feminine, because in the call also came up like the, like the divine feminine should be gentler and she should be more, gentle, what most people expect, that divine feminine, soft love. And I would love to be that. But if I've constantly got to defend myself and be on defense and protect myself, how can I be that? And if I'm doing this all on my own, and then like people who pretend to be my, I don't know, allies who turn against me all the time. So it's like, I can trust hardly anyone in this kind of climate, because people just are not safe, because they are not in control of their ego, of their false self. So that's fully clearing now. So it's all good. Okay. Again, I'm not accusing anyone or pointing fingers. It's just about speaking about what's going on in the field, and it needs to be said. And I don't care who I trigger. I don't care losing followers. It's not about followers, not at all. This is about the quality of people. And even if it's just a handful of people who really get this, and I'm really helping with this, what I'm sharing, that's what I'm here for. Because that changes the collective. It takes just one person, that one conversation, that one moment in time that changes everything forever. And that's what I've lived for. And I made these moments constantly happen. Okay. And I know many of you are doing this with us, but this is not done by being a bystander, by being a spectator, or just by wanting to be happy and feeling good all the time. It takes a lot of hard work and making it happen. It's both, and you surrender, but you also need to make it happen. And again, we all have different roles and missions. But what's coming up really big now is that you need to reclaim all your power, your worth, your gifts and abilities. That's your abundance, as well as self-love, which is all connected with that, because nobody's going to hand it to you. And we're not waiting for any president to do this for us, nor ETs or anyone. We are the creators and guardians. We have to do this on behalf of all. Remember your power, remember your responsibility, your accountability, your mission, your purpose. And that's also what I'm igniting within the group. And we're doing this on behalf of all, because I'm not a groupie person. I hate all of this. It's not about a special club. It's just that I have to have enough attention for the people within the group. If it's bigger, it's already difficult enough. Everything, the whole administration of everything has been so challenging. Really. So many emails, so many messages. After the call, my brain was mush. We had huge third eye crown upgrades. Okay, minds blown wide open, then also obviously hard, especially after. And really the divine feminine, I could just feel just healing the wound of really trying to, like basically just again, it's like the general wounds being healed by the divine feminine is like being stonewalled, not being listened to, being attacked, not being respected. It's like, you're kind of begging for people to see the truth, and you're kind of being like, and then projected upon, gaslit, all of this stuff. Okay. And it's like, wow. And then to top it all off, why are you so angry and defensive? Like, why does the divine feminine get angry and frustrated? She said the most, I have the highest level of compassion, understanding, and I give people. I have been so patient with so many people, in my private life. The people I'm not personally connected with, I usually have a free strike policy that I've introduced, but even there I've been way too lenient. And they actually then use it against you that like kind of you don't have enough compassion or understanding, or you should be gentler. And it's like, have you asked yourself why I'm like this? Depending on how people approach me, that's how I'm going to react. If you've poked me already 3-5 times, I'm not going to be gentle. Because you will feel my dragon breath if necessary. Because we're now at a point where enough is really enough. And it's like, I have all the compassion and understanding, but you just cannot allow it in your reality anymore when people are just not safe. Okay, you just have to keep them out. I just need to have to deal with that stuff somewhere else if they can't take responsibility. You know, and we're all constantly learning. But then we also need to all be responsible and take, you know, our part of the package and stop projecting. Okay, our own unacknowledged shadow aspects. Like this is rife in the spiritual community. It's really tough, and it makes it impossible for people like me almost to do their job properly, really. And it's just not okay generally anymore in the consciousness. Just can't do it anymore. It's not going to work. I'm not going to put up with it, and I'm going to take a break now because I really had enough. And that's what you get. Like, I'm not like penalizing anyone, but you get me. Like, there's just so much anyone can take. And again, I need support now, and I'm going to focus on the group. I'll still be posting and whatever, but I really hope this is my freaking last video and we're dancing around on New Earth any moment now. And again, this is not just up to me. And I've done everything I could possibly do. And literally, I was at breaking point. I was like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore, especially on my own. Like holding the container, holding these calls, it's getting more and more powerful, what I'm holding here in general. Like I need people to respect me and get what I'm doing and also support me back. You know, I really do. And thank you again for anyone who does support me, has supported me with donations, especially because, again, I give energy. Money is energy. You know, it's just like, what do people expect people like me live on? Like for the last 1.5 years, I've literally been doing everything on donation basis. But then people still don't quite value it because you're giving it away for free, you know? And I know how important this, what I'm sharing and how valuable it is. It's not that I don't know my worth. Again, it's just for us all to have gotten to this point where we are done now. It's a very clear message, especially with this last group call. So done. And after all the giving, the giver really need to now be more focusing on themselves. And I've said it many times, and I keep, fine-tuning it and so forth, but we also needed to in order to get this ascension done, because a lot of people have just been slacking. It really is. It's both ends. It's always perfect, but a lot of us had to pick up a lot of where other people have just dropped the weight, quite frankly. And I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, I just need to really focus, and that's what we all have to do. So we no longer waste our energy on things that are not giving back to us and are just sucking on our energy. This has all to do with your energy system, us no longer feeding into a phantom matrix, and this whole feeding frenzy, okay, of energy sucking. And victimizer role plays, no more. So you're fully sovereign, free, your God soul self, okay? But you no longer allow this. And that's you having boundaries and discernment. And you no longer, you really focus now your energy, especially as providers of spiritual services, and that gives so much energetically, and people don't know what it takes just to hold the energetic container, never mind all the emails, admin, just to make it also available for free to people. I have actually more admin, and if anyone is missing any replay details, if anyone, I haven't answered the email, I'm sorry. Like really, my brain has been melted. Dealing with all of this over the last few days has been really borderline breaking point on top of everything else. All the AI. And it's so not intelligent. Oh my God. And it was really, I could see though, I was like, I know I should just be relaxing, blah, blah, but I can't, because I obviously have my responsibility and accountability for the field and bringing this information across, and then obviously holding my end of the bargain. It's just that obviously it's just energy sucking, all of these emails and stuff, but I want to give it my best as I can and do it properly. Anyway, where was I getting at? oh, I'm just really, I mean, any moment now, fully organic crystalline technologies online. Usunante, esanata, ashkuna, enake, ekanata, da, da, da. And that happens through our own crystalline body activate. And that only happens when you're fully, as you heal your boundaries and have them fully in place. That's you being your full true self, no longer saying yes when you mean no, or going along with things, okay? Just, it will come automatically now. That heals your field, and that heals fully the planetary and cosmic field and the cosmic monad. Because as we have the boundaries in place, and they, you know, it teaches them as well, because they otherwise don't learn. So we become free of fear, okay, which is what Ascension is all about, because you know yourself as one of creation, as you fully transcended and healed all of the separation energy left, which we've been busy doing, and especially blame, shame, guilt, which is what has prevented so many which have more narcissistic type personalities. And again, we have all of these aspects. That's what you need to see. We all have narcissistic, codependent, whatever, victimizer aspects. You need to fully embrace them before you can transcend and alchemize them, really, okay? But those with more narcissistic personality disorders or aspects, they have, they project everything outwards. They, you know, are the master projectors, gaslighters, and invert, you know, reality on you. So, and that's just what's stopping now, because first of all, they're giving their power away, but you're also, if you allow this, you're also giving your power away, because you're obviously, because when you get angry, it's actually you being angry with yourself. First of all, there's only one self here, but also because you're constantly allowing them to keep stepping over the boundaries. Now, it's obviously easier said than done, you know, with certain things. And for example, I had an experience with something with my the father of my daughter, you know, my ex, and it's like, you know, there are reasons why you're no longer in those relationships, obviously, where they broke apart, and it's like not as if they get resolved when you're no longer with them, and you have a child, so you kind of have to keep, you know, having some kind of relationship with them. And it's like right now it's just all of these things from everywhere. It's like everything will come up in the field. So I don't know about you, but it's like, you know, because you still, again, you need to resolve it within the consciousness, within your consciousness, because you don't need them, because you can't force them, but you can keep aligning it from within you. But you also need to understand it's both and that you can't force anything. You know, you can't make someone change just by changing yourself. But you just, what you can do is you just lose your resistance to it. You just feel the resistance, you feel the anger, the frustration, whatever it might be. And then you can let it go, because again, this is all fallen timelines, all these karmic residue density that needs to fully clear. So I was clearing some more frustration for many years ago. So anyway, and then you come out the other end, and then you feel lighter. And then things will shift, okay? They will shift one way or another. You don't need to be in control. We're not in control of anyone here, but you keep shifting it from within. You keep releasing more resistance whenever you feel fear, frustration, anger, all of this. Just feel it, sit with it. That's so important. Okay, feel the fear, sit with it, purge it. Afterwards, you feel lighter, and keep relaxing. Keep relaxing your body, okay? And don't run away, don't fight, don't flight. These are the PTSD symptoms. We're really clearing all the trauma, all the, you know, all the pain, all of that. So, but you need to feel it, and it's just energy that wants to leave your cellular body and your whole field, okay, and collectively. So we are fully accessing a whole new level of alignment, which is our fully, you know, sovereign self, which is your diamond avatar self, fully ascended, free of fear. That's literally what Ascension is about, okay? And it's not really what we've been told. And again, the Divine Feminine has had enough of the gaslight and the attacks, and she will only, everybody, Divine Feminine within us all, focus on those people who are also, you know, give back to us that, I mean, again, I would still do things for free, but you get me, generally speaking, you really like, I'm gonna, you know, I've given so much and spent a lot of time and energy on all of this, not to mention what I do in the field anyway, but you get me, all the posts, all the videos, like there goes a lot into this. And I can really recommend you going back on other videos. They're really timeless, okay? And she just needs to now have her boundaries in check, no longer, you know, putting up with this. And God is also pissed, because she is God. I mean, again, it's, and also you being pissed is also the others being pissed with themselves. Really. It's a consciousness being pissed with itself, because it's in cognitive dissonance, doesn't want to look, is in suppression. And it's causing all of the suffering. And we can no longer allow suffering in silence, which is causing all of this, which is suppression. So if we just talk about it, it's all about communication and people really listening, really being present. And again, we can all fine-tune it. Yeah, I've also been busy doing that. But because again, if the divine feminine has too often been triggered, it's like an animal that you poke too often. Like, are you expecting it to come and it's all nice and cuddly? No, it's going to be like, in defensive mode. Especially when it's certain people and they come with a certain energy. Again, it's all energetic. It's beyond the words. It's really beyond the words, and it's in the field. Especially now, the new Emerald and Diamond Heart Grid is a new telepathic network, cosmically, interdimensionally. This is taking over. This is also why linear language is going. That's why it's so difficult for me, like names and, oh my God, it's like literally detective work. It's been splitting my brain doing linear stuff, and then, different apps and emails and messenger and stuff like that. It's like, wow, it's too much. So you just want to, but I could see I was also bridging as I was losing my resistance to it, because I know it's just necessary in order to get this multidimensional container fully anchored and us to fully multidimensionally merge all of these realities within really fully rebirthing now, which we're fully doing now, the new divine organic creatrix field, which is beyond time and space and dimensional differences, so to say. That's just what had to be done. Okay. And I just had to push through it. And there's a lot of pushing through it. And I could see in the field, not everything, but the opposition obviously wanted me to crumble, wanted me to drown. And I was just literally, I just could hold a container together whilst I was going through the deepest clearing of the divine mother wounds, as I explained. Then that night, Monday night, oh my God, I had hardly any sleep. Cold all night, sweating, which I usually don't. I don't have these issues. I still haven't slept much last night. Generally, we will need less and less sleep as we're more and more powered by light and pure source energy. And that call really opened up the gates to the sudden higher heavens in a really massive way. We're just being flooded with plasma, diamond white plasma light, rainbow light, and it's just purifying all the grids. Again, this for me is also the threefold founder flame as it expands and merges with all the rays, all the, it's really the music of the spheres. For me, it's the new, white flame, the diamond white flame of ascension and purification, which is kind of being overlighted by the diamond white Elohai that I'm also here to represent. And that's really holding this container for the shift between the artificial matrix and the new divine organic creatrix field. So, and also the diamond white Ankh body. So, and us for 360-degree multidimensional access. So again, it's beyond what many of us may have in mind we are accessing. At least that's what I'm seeing. Again, take what resonates, leave the rest. A lot more codes, very powerful information was shared in the call from Sunday. Again, you can access this underneath. Also, if you do find what I share supports you on your journey and you would like to give back to me in the form of a donation, the details are also below. And thank you again so much for all that do. Liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting. One more thing on followers, and we're really not collecting followers. It's about us all. I need other fully empowered sovereign beings. It's about fellows, but we don't have these options just yet on these social media nonsense sites. But we deal and we make the best out of what we have. So anyway, it's not about numbers. That's what you really need to remember. And also there's a theory of the dead internet. So remember this. I will leave a link to a little video on this underneath. Again, take what resonates, leave the rest of whatever I share. Okay, whether it's my stuff or from someone else's. But really just about, all the bots and all the fakeness that's on the internet. So again, we do this for the few organic people that are really tuning in. And again, this is why this really doesn't matter. It's that one person, that you're here to activate. It's so important to know our worth. Okay. And again, we're always speaking to the one, and it's not about having 10,000s of followers. It really is not. But right now, it's so important to really find our, groups without being groupy. You can have many different groups, but where you feel safe. So this group now, it's 27 because, again, this is the core cosmic monad. This is the number I've shared before. It's the 12 times 2, it's 24 plus the 3. as one. The 3 is representing the Holy Family, Holy Trinity, okay? And don't count in a way, and they count as one together with the 24, which is the 12 times 2. Now, so it's more a symbolic number. And this container is really supposed to be a safe container where we can share. It's about empowering one another. It's about really amplifying one another's light, really honing in on our gifts, abilities, the gnosis, bringing through the gnosis, okay, of our true cosmic ascension records, which is our true cosmic consciousness, yeah, our higher wisdom, our, divine blueprints. So that fully activating and anchoring this on behalf of all. So it's a container that really all are part of, really. It's a placeholder. I can't let everybody be part of it or more. It's just, I need to keep it that small in order to really give it the proper attention and keep it safe. It's really important right now, not to have just these, it's really makes a huge energetic difference of having kind of half open containers or fully open things, when I do a live, it's very different to doing a group call, and then doing a smaller, really close group again will be much different because there are not so many discordant energies, especially at the moment as all this false ego self is clearing and all of these distortion and inversions are coming up within the consciousness and reversals, okay, and are clearing. So we keep it in divine neutrality. We see it all for what it is. We help people heal as we see why they're doing it, whilst we still don't allow it in our reality to, kind of suck us down in energy and frequency and, basically take our, energy away from us. All right. Because that's your currency. That's your focus. So you need to pull the plug from the false matrix now. I saw something else about and we don't care really, and I really, okay, I'll say what in a moment, but about robots being put on the streets, I think in San Francisco as kind of police, support. And it's like, okay, it's time to pull the plug on the matrix. All right, people, like seriously though, it's not just like, you're watching a movie and all of that, unless I would see one in front of me. But then still it's part of the false matrix until we're fully surrounded by new organic earth, if you get me. So it's all part of this. You need to see through the illusions, whilst you also know that you need to withdraw your attention or override it with what you want to see, okay? You don't need to avoid anything. It's all gold, yeah? But you need to just alchemize it and know your power of you holding the blueprint for the realities right now, okay? This is the only way we can fully reclaim them. Because, we look out there and think like people are not empowered, but where are we still lacking power? I mean, I always constantly know, we can always reclaim our power. We can always, go deeper. It's why I always watch back at my own videos and read my own posts to integrate this deeper, So basically the container is closer that number. That's what I'm given. It's a very organic container. It's if again anyone, I'm still missing 2 or 3 people that have, I think, signed up, but I can't find them. It's really hard for me because names, email addresses, all that stuff, or on Facebook, people are just having different names and they don't match up. So it's like really detective work. Please send me an email to ramonalapin@hotmail.com. It's underneath as well in the description box with your name, especially the one on Facebook, so I can add you. If you have bought the April container for the 222 euros, okay, 222, not the call, that's different, okay? That was part of the container, but it's not the group call, okay? And it's the group chat I'm offering is part of the container. It's not open to everyone. I just, again, can't do that. So anyway, and this new template will be, I already am getting loads of downloads for how we're doing this, because it will be very much based on agreements, not rules. We'll make agreements. It's based on respect. It's based on trust. It's based on everybody being fully authentic and truthful. Okay, and us feeling safe, being our truthful self. And everybody wanting to amplify one another's light, not stealing it or feeling, more or less than any other. Because this is all about equality and us all embracing, our own unique selves and us feeling safe in doing so. And that brings out more, because when we can be our true selves, that's when our true gnosis ignites, our true cosmic history records, which is igniting our new Eden. So that's the main purpose of this group. However that may play out, it's a chat group, and then it's each person gets a private session, and as well as a chat group. But that's really kind of, 2 group calls, chat group, and a private session. That's basically it. So that's I'm just sharing this in case, other people, providers might get ideas from this. That's why I'm sharing this. And I want the people in the group to share, their own gnosis, what they're getting in, like multidimensional experiences. They should also support one another. It's not just me hand-holding and so forth. I'm not doing that. I'm doing, like I do in calls. It's just about, sharing my wisdom, but I also know that will ignite the wisdom within the group, and then they can share it. Okay. It's not just about us now being the teachers and healers and providers and, you all just listen. Okay. And it's not about being perfect and not having days where you think you're breaking apart. Okay. Or drowning. This is about being real, because I've seen these leaders and teachers or imposters that pretend everything's perfect, but it's far from it, because they're suppressing and spiritual bypassing themselves. So I'm not perfect, but I work on myself all the time, always fine-tuning. But again, I wouldn't be sharing if I'm not very confident about what I'm speaking, and I am in integrity, for sure. So 3-4. And what we're no longer doing is playing small in order to make other people feel comfortable or not speak the truth, because we think like we're gonna, hurt their feelings. Just, you can't play small right now. The more you believe in yourself, use your gifts, abilities, wisdom, trust your inner knowing intuition, the more comes online. Okay, that's you standing up as the original founder races, guardians of all new worlds. You can't do this. You can't reclaim and, access your new kind of mission and, new role on your earth if you don't step up fully in your power right now. Really, that's absolutely key. And, to the twin flames, I didn't finish that. So I think the divine feminine is at the point where she's just, again, we're done with waiting, enough is enough. And we're like just doing our thing, getting on with things, because it's just, no matter how much we understand anyone, including our twin flame, and whatever may be going on, it's just like, I know for myself, the whole waiting thing is just a whole no more waiting. There's just no more. You just get on with it. Whatever happens, happens. You're kind of fully detached. As well as I know that we can't complete this without coming back together in divine union, physically, fully. And I can't really see anything else happening. But it's simultaneously both ends. I'm totally also detached from it. I'm also really done with the waiting. And again, I'm generally done with excusing other people, overall, and trying to understand, like, yes, we do it, but then we're also like, okay, yes, that's fine. And I know it's not about me, so I just need to get on with my stuff. You know what I mean? So it's not personal. It's just like everybody just needs to do them. And you either align with people frequency-wise and come together with them now, or you don't. But I would really suggest everybody feel safe, find safe groups without being groupie, without, I hate any kind of cultish type vibes, and all of this, we are special or, being closed off. No, that's not what it is. But there need to be safe containers, because so far groups have not worked, because again, consciousness gets hijacked, all of this. Like, I know I can hold a group container and I will be able to sort out whatever comes up. Okay. But I can't do this when it's half open or there are too many people in there at the moment. And again, I'm here to really create this new blueprint. And this is also fully anchoring on behalf of all now, also together with the group call on Sunday that is open for everyone, to anchor this cosmic monad and the new divine blueprint for us to work together in groups and clearing out all that which has prevented us from doing so, because groups were hijacked and people were, interfered with, and, all the spiritual bypassing and projecting, and then there's group think and group pressure, or, all of that stuff that went on. So that's why I've never done groups. But I know I'm here to really, I'm a great facilitator for that kind of stuff. And I know there are many great facilitators out there. So if you're one of them, do it, okay, if you feel the call. But I do feel it's very important to do this from this kind of, not just here for us to teach others, for them to learn, but us to learn from one another, because we're all here to learn from one another, and we always do. Every day we learn. If we're willing to listen, because we're all here, you know, again, we're doing this together as one. And nobody's perfect yet, or I would have already ascended. But we are doing this as one this time, okay? Not like in the olden days, we just did this one by one. All right. So one more message on money I got. Attention and attachment to money is what gives it power. Withdraw your attention, because as we are giving our attention and want the money, and you know, obviously, I know it's been tough, especially the last 2.5, is it 3 years now? Oh my God, I don't even know anymore. This is why we don't do time. And really, time is dissolving fully, has already, but you know, in our consciousness for the star seeds, and we're just vibing and flowing. But basically, it's been challenging, because obviously they make it challenging, but it's also, again, created by the one consciousness for us to clear out all the survival fears. And I've had this in my own life, okay? Anytime you have a fear of like not having enough money or not having a home, whatever it might be, or a place to sleep tonight, okay? Just sit with the fear, let it purge, connect to your true self, clear the monkey mind, okay? All this mind control shit is clearing out now. But just connect to your heart, to your true God self, and know you're creating. As you align and come to peace and just clear out the energy, your reality shifts for you. It's so important to constantly keep shifting it from within, okay? Especially when you get stressed, especially when you get out of alignment and feel wonky. Just remove all distractions, lock yourself in the toilet for 5 minutes if you need to, if you have children around, whatever it might be. Just take that time, because when you come back out, it will be all different. You have access to whole different realities, okay? And especially when survival fears come up at the moment, purge it. Get okay with the worst case scenario. Then, you know, you have basically can burn that whole reality down, because it's just consciousness, it's memories held in your blueprint. Because again, we're going back to the start, and any kind of core fears, your core karmic fears will come up, okay, whatever that may be. So for me, it's this whole interference attacks and doing this all on my own, and nobody's listening, or not nobody, but you get me. It's just been a whole thing of, it's been really, really hard work. Like they call it should be all fun, but it's really, really hard work, because you always have all of these energies working against you. And again, I need support now. That's also why I'm calling in the group. I need a container also to support me, not just me to support others all the time. You know, whether it's through money and also otherwise, just to support one another, because I know what I give is way above anything money can even pay for. Really, it is. It's priceless. And because we're not taking that shit with us, okay? We can manifest anything we want out of thin air. That's what's activating fully now. Okay, we're fully activating now our multidimensional self and our multidimensional organic divine creatrix field, and fully unplugging this false artificial matrix as we fully withdraw our attention and life force energy from fallen realities, people, situations, and it's not personal. You just have to do this. You're the avatar in the game. It's not personal. So important. You need to transcend the Maya of that this is even real. Your attachments to form, places, people, things, karmic storylines, all of that stuff. You're just playing a game here. You need to fully transcend it, and you're doing everyone a favor, quite frankly, even if they don't get it and hate you for it, okay? The more you stand in your true self, an authentic self, the more people will basically, you know, be triggered by it, and as well others be gravitating towards you. Again, it's all about us calling forth the true soul tribe, which we can only do if we're fully standing in our true self. So now let's all pull the last plug out of the artificial matrix as we withdraw our energy, life force, attention, all the same, from all that is false and not in alignment with our true self, okay? That's how we, from the 0 point field, from neutrality, that's how we fully collapse all of these realities. And we're all responsible for our own realities. We all have, I'm sure, shit coming up these last couple of days, 3 days. It's been, and the week before, it's been, wow. Not just to mention, so tired and exhausted physically as these DNA upgrades and all the density lifts, and it's really a multidimensional purge and toxic shit that's been clearing, and all these entities and demonic beings have been fully purged by the cosmic mother, the diamond white ray, and obviously the whole, you know, all those in alignment with the law of one. We have a lot of support. you know, I mean, I speak about I'm alone, but obviously I have a lot of interdimensional, angelic, heavenly support. Otherwise I couldn't do this. And I'm literally being powered up by source. And that's where you need to be. So when we are in those moments, and it's where everybody needs to get to, you need to literally, when you become one with all, you know, like the saying, can't remember who said it. It's like when you stare long enough into the abyss starts, you know, eventually looks back at you. But it's like, you are the abyss. You need to become one with the abyss. You do go through these points. And again, through your heart, you just literally, I mean, I've surrendered myself to source and just be filled with the Holy Spirit. I mean, especially lately, more often, but many, many times, you know, where you literally just take everything that are not away from me, just fill me with the Holy Spirit, take away whatever it may be, the anger, the frustration, the pain, the heartbreak, you know, heal my heart, and you just go direct. That's what this is all about. You don't need ultimately a healer or an activation or anything, no program, nothing, although it's all helping us along the way, and especially those that you really trust. But you get me, it's all about you and your direct access to source. That's all you need. True heart's intention. Don't let anyone else tell you anything else that this is so complicated. I think there's some saying from Ram Dass, it's like kind of, you know, meditations or activations, visualizations, it's all kind of like, it's all illusionists, you know, making up illusions, because it's like, it doesn't matter how we perceive things, whether we see dragons or something else, you know, we all perceive things differently. We all have a different perspective of reality. Perception of, you know, what's happening. That's what we often can see when, you know, they're like kind of witness reports, you know, everybody's experiencing something slightly different. It's very important for us to understand this. Okay, so no one person has one version of reality and how they see things. Okay, that's why we also shouldn't argue over them. But we also need to find one version that we all agree upon, where we all can get on, which we're doing right now, and it's happening really at a higher cosmic layer and level, consciousness level, that is beyond the linear words, beyond objectification, beyond you, me, them, us. Okay, all the separation, all these storylines going on. Let it all go. Okay, like your spiritual ego, especially, you know, it's like just you're at one with source, your cosmic God source consciousness, nothing less. Surrender all you think you know from your heart, naturally, like a child, and let source show you. Ask to be shown. I ask every day, what can I do? Like on some days I beg, please show me, get me out of here. What can I do? And then also on Monday, I can't do this anymore. And then we come back to our power. Better than ever before. And then we don't need anyone else, but we also do need now our soul tribe, really. We really do, in order to really level up all the way to heaven on earth. Like that's again, it's the original twin flames, it's the tribes coming together, and that's what I'm doing. Did with the call and the group. And again, we're all doing this in different ways, shapes, and forms. I'm just sharing what I'm doing, okay? Because I know it may, you know, trigger others. And again, I see other people out there as well, you know, offering groups. So just remember, when your buttons keep being pushed, choose laughter, and remember you are being tested in your mastery. I mean, eventually, in the moment itself, you might need to be quite pissy and tell people to fuck off at this point, if you have already said it 10 times before really nicely, you know. I mean, there's a limit to everything. That's the whole thing. We need to have limits, especially now. So it was also shown to me that people that live a lot in the past is because they have unresolved and fragmented parts of their consciousness that need to be integrated and alchemized. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory at this point. But basically, you need to put them into correct order to heal, and that's what we're helping to do, is to bring in a higher consciousness in and sharing this information as guided in whichever way and situation. And the same is true for those people or personality types we experience great discord with. So it's all brought to peace within the self. So you don't need them to resolve it. As you see through it, and you no longer have resistance to it, and you bring it to peace within yourself, you're integrating those aspects, pieces from within the one consciousness. And it's all your multidimensional self. So keep seeing parts of you within other people and integrate it and alchemize it, okay? And bring it to peace. Allow your God soul self to override and re-encrypt all of these kind of inversions from within the one consciousness. So let go of the monkey mind, okay, what you think you know and all of this, because this is really beyond 3D compartmentalization of good, right, wrong, good versus evil, all of this, or, this is right and this is wrong. Because again, all of these, blame, shame, guilt, all of this judgment is what has kept us from really looking at the collective unconscious, the shadow body, and healing it. So when we make the unconscious conscious, again, that's, the truth arising, really. Again, we are here to do this. This is how everything shifts and changes. It's really a pole shift and a paradigm shift within the one consciousness, okay, and how we're everything seen, and really from fear to love, or, paranoia to sanctity, and seeing everything for what it really is, because it's really been upside down and inverted of how we've seen things for how they really are. So we have to correct it from our side, from our perspective of the lens, and then it will correct for the other side of the lens. The same as when we no longer play the victimizer has no one to play with, okay? And again, it's happening with one consciousness. So we're transcending the victimizer whilst we are, no longer playing these games. But you have to, first of all, realize that you are playing it. Most people deny those parts. That's a suppression. That's why being true to yourself, you can't lie to yourself anymore, really, even those that have been trying a lot. And, it's just been shown now. So there's no suppression possible going forward from now on, as the truth is being revealed from within us all as the one. So I think I will leave it at this, although I have more. Anything important? So again, focus on the people, okay, that also give back to you. Reciprocity is the key right now. Team play, all playing together nicely, okay? And that's how you teach everyone. And you really, like, you being your true self is what's gonna align you with the true realities, and everything will align for you. It really is. As we align from within, everything aligns for us in our reality, and the things that don't align, they just fall away one way or another. And we're also here to make it happen. Again, it's a co-creation, yeah? We're no longer waiting for any flash, for any ascension even. You're just getting on with life and merging the realities, because you're here to make it happen, okay? So you're here as a co-creator of the new divine organic creatrix field, new earth, however you want to call it, okay, whatever it means to you. Tune in what you're being shown, your vision, okay? We're here to hold the vision and the frequency of new earth consistently, okay, whilst all the mayhem unfolds. But whilst you're just clearing out all that's not that. That's all you need to know. That's you holding the 0 point field whilst you're going through the polarities and clearing them out and aligning them from within, collapsing them within the 0 point field of divine neutrality and love, okay? And you need to bring order and justice to your realities, yourself. Nobody's doing this for us. We are here to do this. We are the guardians. We are the original founder races and race. We are the original tribes. We are here to heal the rift. Please do it with me. That's what I came here for, okay? But I need everybody to play along nicely. I need everybody to pull along that wants to be part of the new unity field and really look at what's really going on and just ask the question. I'm not here to tell you. I'm just telling you, go direct, and reminding you that you are here to embody cosmic consciousness. You are here to be the guru. You are here to be the second coming of the Christ. It's all of us together, not just one person. There's just one of us here. It's like, you are the circle and the circle is you. And again, it's these words that divide. So we need to fully transcend compartmentalization, any attachment to form, as we fully surrender, let go. And I think that's where especially the divine feminine is right now. So whatever happens, I'm just doing my thing. I'm not even attached to anything. Whatever happens, happens. I mean, I've been through everything. That basically means that anything can happen anytime. And it's like, I know I can handle it. That's freedom. That's fearlessness. Doesn't mean I might not have fear coming up in that moment, but I know I can transcend it because I know I am in the matrix. This is not real. And we can see this more and more. Massive final veil dissolution is completing right now. This is it, the truth. There's just truth now. But you need to be it. You need to stand in it, fearlessly so, That's you literally transcending the matrix within your field and consciousness. And we all have to do it from within. We're all doing this together. So let's do this together, okay? Again, links are below. Keep remembering it's not real. Don't be scared. It's all a show. And you're the co-creator of it. So become the scriptwriter. Let go of the old stories that no longer serve you. All these old identities, who you think you are, let it all go. Surrender it all to source and be shown. And when you are having breakdowns, that's all part of the breakthrough. You need to go there. You need to become one with the abyss. You are one with everything. You are the devil as well as you are the angel, you know? Like heaven and hell, it's just states of consciousness. So we are here to hold the consciousness of the cosmic, of the God source, of the Godhead, which is cosmic consciousness, nothing less. Being at one with the super consciousness field, at one with all things, where nothing is a threat anymore, no one to fight, no resistance, but you're sorting out realities, okay? And everything is accepted here. You just need to, it just needs to be truthful. It needs to come up and out now. We need to communicate. We need to resolve it all. And again, it's already happened at higher level, and really it's happening beyond language and trying to sort this out between egos, because all of this is a big misunderstanding between egos, and egos getting triggered, which is not the true self of people. That's what we need to see. It's not their true selves, but we also cannot make excuses anymore and allow the bad behavior to affect our world and our reality and our happiness, you know, and our vibe. Can't do this anymore, okay? That's us giving our power away, and you don't, you know, and it's just a whole mess. That's what we've been, that's exactly what we need to correct, okay? And what all of this is about, and that's how you heal your field, that's how you activate your DNA, your divine blueprint, your superpowers, your gifts, abilities. You need to believe in you, your power, and fully reclaim it right now, okay? So let's do this. Cosmic dragons to the rise. Know you are the guardians of all new free worlds, and we're here to make it happen. Believe, hold the frequency, hold the consciousness. Be the change, okay? Be the divine love. Keep merging with the feeling, keep merging with those realities, keep blending them 24/7 now, 24/7. Keep giving your subconscious commands and keep talking to your body, keep igniting your DNA and a quantum code, the divine blueprint, the cosmic quantum tree of life, fully ignited, the Christa Sapphira, the androgynous Albion body, the Crystal Sophia, and Merkaba vehicle. It's been fully ignited, all of it, okay? It's been a long time, linearly speaking, coming, but eventually, any already happened in no time whatsoever. The full supernova of the heart event is going to change everything in the blinking of an eye. And we remember it. That's why it resonates, because it has already happened. Remember? So we're fully quantum merging, leaping, synchronizing with that already ascended version, our diamond avatar self, the one true self, and the new divine organic creatrix field. Timelessly so. Done. I see you there. Skun einashke etara ekana ekana uskana etara ekana ashka asha 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 asha. E ekara kukuna setera te nakara yaka. Fully dissolving the last illusions, inversions within the consciousness, false projections, to see reality for what it really is through the eyes, heart and mind of God, projecting heaven on earth on behalf of all. It is done, it is done, it is done. So it is fully remembering, fully awakening who we truly are, our true innocence, essence, original divine blueprints, fully ignited, cosmic history records, fully returning the real truth to all. So it is done. As so it was written. It's destiny fulfilling itself. And we're here now. True divine alignment happening from within our sacred crystal diamond heart, fully igniting now. Our crystal lotus flower, fully opening to the true divine love that we really are. Okay, our true essence. Not these inversions. They're not who we truly are, remember, or who other people are. So let all of these false projections go from within the one mind. Remember what is real, and let's project that, okay? Sko einer, Ke iskara eka, ekara aina, ashka, 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 ashka. It is done, it is done, it is done. So it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Many blessings. Happy resurrection of the one, the full and final rebirth, timelessly so. Bye-bye. So much love. Many blessings.